Hi, in this video we'll be covering the scroller visual. I'll talk about what the visual does in a couple of minutes. Before that, I'd like to show you the data that I have imported. So this is the available stocks data. So if I go to my data view from my page view, you can see that this is the data that we'll be dealing with. So we have the symbol of companies and the name of the companies. We have the last stock price, we have the current stock price, the last, and then we have the deviation from the last to the current and the trend. So this is the data that we have available here. So now what I'd like to do is I'll go back to my report view and I'm going to go to the ellipsis and I am going to click on import from app source. And once my marketplace comes up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for the scroller visual. And once I do that, I will add, and okay, as you can see that we have added the visual. Let's go back to the visual again. Let's go back to the marketplace and look at the details of the visual. So basically in this visual, your data gets visualized as an animating scrolling text. You can use a custom text or create it from your dimensions and measures. Various settings makes it possible to control the speed, size, status, indication and coloring, etc. As you see, we can have different colors and we can work a lot on the animations as well. So before I start with my scroller visual, what I want to do is I want to have my name in here and I want to have my symbol in here. So they're separate, and what I want is I'm going to, like, my name is in a different column and my symbol is in a different column. What I want to do right now is create a new column. So there are two ways of doing that. You could come here up to the insert tab and you can you could come to the modeling tab and you can click on new column, or you could come to the fields option, right click on the available stocks, that is the heading, and click on new column. So once you do that, you will have a option of writing. So this is basically DAX measure. So I want stock. I'll write this as stock name and symbol. So that is great. This will be equal to the name that we want, and along with this, yes, we'll add a parentheses. We'll have a double inverted comma. We'll have the and symbol, and we want the stock options. This is great. I'll have my and symbol, double inverted comma. I'll close the parentheses. And this is done. So now I'll bring this new, you see the new column that we have created. I'll click on it. I'll create this. So now that you see, so what I have done over here is I have merged the two columns into one, these two columns into this one column. So I have the stock name and symbol together, stock name as well as the symbol together. So let's just delete this. I just wanted to show you that how you could do this as well. And let's click on the scroller visual that we have imported, and what I'd like to do now is so now what I'd like to do is we will have our stock name and symbol, the new one that we've created in categories, and the measure absolute and the measure deviation. We'll have our last one in here. No, actually we'll have a current one in here. Okay, sorry, that should not have happened. So I'll delete this 1 second. So I'll have my current one in my absolute, and now let's have a look at this first. So every time I move my cursor inside, the visual pauses. And right now you see that we can see for the price line group, we can see for the alphabet group, but all of them are in white because I've just put in one value, the current value. There's nothing to compare it with, so you're seeing just one color. Also, they're not in order, so I mean they're not in an alphabetical order, so this looks very unstructured. So first what I'd like to do is I'll click inside the visual and I'll drag my last, that is the previous values in my measure of deviation. Now just look at the change that will happen. So you see a green arrow, this one, you see a green arrow right here. So this is comparison, and you'll probably see a red one where the prices went down compared to the last one in the current one. So this is how the visual looks, pretty cool. So now what I want to do is I want to change the order of these stock name and symbols. So what I'll click on stock name. When I come in column tools, I can go to sort by column, and I can just make it symbol. So let me just get this out of the way. Okay, so now you can see that, one second, has it been sorted? Yeah. So if I delete this and drag it in again, you'll see that it's been sorted by the symbols in an alphabetical order. So you have Apple first, that has a double A in its symbol, so that's where it comes first, and then we have an AB, BB, BV, so that's for the Aviv Inc. common stock. So yeah, this is how the scroller visual looks. Now if you come to the formatting options, you have a couple of formatting options. So you have the size of the font that can be changed. You can turn on the status indicator. So let's just have a look at how this looks without the status indicator and with the status indicator. So right now increase the font. If I turn on the status indicator, and you can have a text coloring, so that is something that you can do. You can increase the font size. If it's not going to be auto, what do you want it to be? You can have a scroll speed, you can add custom text, and you can add a title to this. You can obviously add a background color. So if I want, I can have a purple background color, but that's going to change the title, not the page inside, not the scroller visual view. You could turn on the border. So the main formatting options, these are the ones that are usually common. So I love the aspect ratio. You can change the positioning of the visual. So these are the ones that are specific to this visual, the scroller visual. Apart from these, all are something that you see in all the other visuals. So this is the scroller visual in Microsoft Power BI. I hope you learned something new. Thank you, subscribe to the channel, and stay updated. Stay tuned for more content.